Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. This episode of the week, of course, I'm here with Matt from Scissorfist, which is the very band that you just heard in our intro. Scissorfist will be our official theme song. Their song Burden will be our official theme song up until about June, probably about the time of the HHPod Rumble. And Matt, what's been going on, dude? I haven't seen you in a little bit.
I'm not a whole lot. The band's kind of on like in the past, we've done wintertime shows, and recently we've had inclement weather. If you're in a large scale tour and you have, buses, people to pay, that has to get to the next spot and do the next show.
Oh, yeah.
When it's just like local heavy acts and you get some snow like we just did, like I saw so many of the shows, they just get canceled. Because like a lot of people ain't gonna come out. And is it worth me driving, like I said, we were playing in Pennsylvania, which probably got it worse.
Oh yeah, Pennsylvania definitely got it.
Is it worth me driving an hour and a half with like fucking a shitload of fucking gear in a trailer? So a lot of times they just put it off. I know that there was one venue that canceled a show, and there was one member of one of the bands that was supposed to be on the show that made a total fucking clown of himself, just fussing about it. And it was like he was the only one mad. It's like, dude, you went there, and we have a hard enough time, getting folks to come out to shows anyway. So you'd be going up there. My money says it's going to be like a glorified band practice in front of a couple people.
Yeah.
So we will be back at it in March. We're going back to the studio at the end of February. Nice. I've just been chilling out, man. I've been laying low like the last month or so. Just getting life together and being a boring adult.
Hello, we started a couple minutes early, so
you missed maybe 10 seconds, like not like 10 seconons.
Oh, it's actually live right now.
Yeah, but you didn't miss a damn thing.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But I just showed my face. Well,
we'll blur it out. I didn't look. I was looking at something else.
No. Right now on the YouTube live, there's no viewers. I'm just kind of messing around right now, so nobody's
gotcha.
Quite yet. But so what I want to do is real quick before Natasha comes through, is I want to get into our new featured beer. So our new featured beer, 1623 Brewing Company, Vaccaro's Cannoli Cowboy. So of course, Matt, you probably know Vaccaro's very famous. They're down in Little Italy. They also had a location down in Bel Air. Phenomenal desserts. Make sure you try.
Can't say that I have.
So let's see. Does this have? So this is 4.5 alcohol by volume. It's cannoli milk stout. Does it have like a little? Okay, so it says the Cannoli Cowboy is a proud collaboration of the rich history of Vaccaro's
Cannoli Cowboy
and 1623 Brewing Company. Our stout is brewed with 400 pounds of mashed in cannoli shells to create an easy drinking stout with the sweet flavors of natural vanilla and cinnamon, and it contains lactose. So if you are lactose intolerant, this is not for you. And of course, shout out to is it Ron or is it Rune?
It's actually Ruin.
Ruin.
As in, I'm gonna ruin you.
And Ruin, of course, you have your podcast. Of course, this is our second straight Pod Nation invasion.
And wonderful cleavage.
Thank you.
That is her gimmick, and that's the thing, and that's the gimmick of our show. And you even said coming on, you're like, well, I can do it with showing my face and all that. I'm like, no, keep the gimmick of your show. Like that's that's what I want to do. Like, because if anybody goes and sees your show, that's what they're gonna say. And I'm like, hey, I can just advertise it as this is, the Happy Hour podcast unfinished AI bot. Like
That's right.
We made it that far and then decided we're not going to finish. And there's a reason for that.
It's also absolutely helping keep my attention.
I'm
Matt's
headless.
Like, you have my attention. Matt's like, what was that beer we were just talking about? Like,
I'm in.
I always joke I'm the headless horseman, especially around Halloween. I was like, I'm the headless horseman, only I'm not a man and I'm not hung like a horse. So,
And then what I'm going to do real quick is, of course, our current featured shot. It's starting to get a little bit down there, and it is Bacardi Gold. As I said before, this is a good mixer. Bacardi is a good mixer. It mixes well with almost anything. I tried a Mountain Dew one night. It will kick your
nasty, right? You're nasty
without mixing it. So if you take it raw, which a lot of people like it raw, so if you take it raw, it's going to kick your ass. So shout out to Bacardi and Bacardi Gold. So I'm going to do the traditional pour over the laptop, which that people
That's
wonder
smart.
what up, and it's because of this show.
Just use your head, buddy.
Yeah, so much alcohol on the floor. So here we go. Cheers to that.
I got a little vodka in here.
I got wine.
Man, Jesus Christ.
Fucking right.
And Ruan, your show. Tell us a little bit about your show.
Well, it's all about sex and sexuality. So on my Tuesdays, I do erotica fiction.
Okay.
And then Fridays, I have interviews with someone who has something to do with sexuality, whether it be a sex coach, someone, I've even talked to many, many doctors.
Okay.
People are personalities, people are porn stars, you name it. Anything that they have to say about sex, then that works.
So you like read are you reading from a book, or is this something that are you saying the fiction thing?
Well, I'm an author, so I'm an erotica and erotic romance author. So
okay. Forgive me. I'm learning here. No, it sounds cool. I mean,
So it's all my own stuff, unless I have an author on. Sometimes I have erotica authors on, then I may either they narrate a piece of their work or I do it. So
nice.
Yeah, but the majority of it is my stuff. Yeah.
Nice. And of course, we're here live on YouTube Live. We're live all the time. And as Ruan found out, that anything can happen when you're live. And this show is and I apologize, this show is very infamous for starting early. I always say it's the opposite of a pro wrestling show. Pro wrestling shows start late. And I know from all my years in pro wrestling that they start late. So a lot of times I'll get bored and I'll just be like, let's just start. And a lot of times I forget our featured drinks. So I'll be like, let's just go on. Let me get those out of the way first. And then once I get on to, doing whatever, I'm not sure how much of the show you watched yourself. I know a lot of times people come in and they don't know what they're getting themselves into with the show, but your show is kind of like ours. So I don't think there's really much we can do on the show. It's going to offend you. Of course, Stoner Jesus was with us this past Friday.
Sure.
That was fun. Make sure you look out for that. And of course, your show is also on Pod Nation TV, which is on Roku and Fire TV as well. Yes. You're under the same category as us, which is Pod Nation After Dark. So, anybody out there, make sure you go find Ruan's show, and it
will be playing in the background of my man cave.
I have quite a few episodes. I think I just did 84 or something.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations.
Good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we just celebrated 200. I think it was
nice.
maybe
3 weeks ago, something like that. So episode
awesome.
About 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not like the official co-host. He brings me in when he feels like it. But I'm always down. Yeah. I've always had a thing for I grew up I would listen to the radio stations, not so much for what they're playing, but I always had DJs I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I dig a talk radio kind of thing, but not I grew up I like to listen to Rush Limbaugh. No, I don't mean like that. I just like interesting conversation. And
oh yeah, for sure.
There's plenty of that shit going on here. So I always come back anytime he has me.
So Ruan, what are you drinking? I see a bottle or something beside you. What is that? Oh.
So this one's called Robert Hall, and it looks like a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Nice.
I am definitely, I'm all about the wine. I love wine. Not that I don't love other kinds of alcohol, but wine is my first choice always.
Nice.
I was on a wine kick years ago for a brief period of time. But I like I don't know. I got it's usually just like sweet red shit, which is like the opposite of being a. Well, I was gonna say people that are into wine don't really drink that, you know.
No, I can't do it. I can do like a little teeny bit, like if it's a dessert wine, but that's it. I can't do a lot, you know.
Hello, Natasha. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. My co-host tonight is Matt from the band Scissorfist, and of course, Ruan from the Oh Fuck
Yeah with Ruan Willow.
Yeah, and so she's on Pod Nation TV along with us. It's our Pod Nation TV invasion episode. We've been doing a couple of those. So Natasha, you are a fashion designer and you're a rarity. Like lately in the last 2 years, we haven't had a lot of outside the adult film industry guests. When we first started off, we had a ton, like boom, 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 and then we found our niche. We got nominated for the AVN Best Adult Podcast. By the way, we were nominated a second time. Make sure you go vote for us.
Congratulations.
Over at avn.com.
Awesome.
So you're a rarity. So, you know, you're on the show and like you saw your graphic and you're like, man, I was wearing too many clothes.
I was like, why am I the only one wearing clothes over here?
So Natasha,
when I saw the flyer where he posted, I just glanced at it. I assumed that I was like, oh, okay, she's like some other adult film star.
Yeah.
Then I read the flyer. I was like, oh, okay. Ooh, this episode might be tough.
So
might be, yes.
So Natasha, you're a fashion designer. So
yes.
How, like, I don't, me myself personally, I don't know a lot of fashion designers. How long
I know
you've been doing?
Me neither.
Yeah, like
well, it's really a lost art, unfortunately. And the way that I learned this art is different as well because I was raised just differently. We didn't really have any TV, and my mom had this like bridal store and there was already sewing machines there. So after school I would go over there and just start playing like with the sewing machines because I would be bored and stuff like that. And then downstairs we learned martial arts with my dad. So it's like I learned how to sew upstairs, and then downstairs we learned how to kick ass, and then we went home, you know.
Nice mix.
Right, yes. I definitely come from an eclectic, beautiful family that I love so much. They really have inspired me, and without that base, I probably wouldn't be doing that to this day. My mom's very artistic. My dad's like a carpenter, so he's very artsy with wood. Nice. And I just come from an artsy family, you know.
I've been told I am too.
Awesome.
I was just fucking poor attempt at the joke. Never mind.
So pretty much growing up,
you're artsy with wood. It was a joke.
Oh,
anyway,
my God!
And we all missed it. How did we miss that?
You say he's real artsy with wood, and I said, yeah, me too.
Yo, but I was talking about my father, not my dad.
I know.
Okay?
No, I understand that.
Okay, just as long as you heard that part.
So pretty much it was the kind of thing where you were sewing as a kid, and it's like, so you wake up and you're like, okay, so I'm going to get up, I'm going to sew, and I'm going to go in the basement and fight dad. That's just
yeah. Well, we had 5 kids. It was 5 kids, so we fought each other mostly. I mean, my dad would like show us how to like break arms and stuff, and then we would practice before dinner on like the kitchen floor. Basically.
So he was doing Fight Club with all of you guys, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, God forbid if you hit one or the other. It was like, oh, fucking showdown. Let's go.
That sounds amazing, though. That sounds really cool.
I'm wondering what was anybody sent to the ER? Because like all I can hear in this is I'm like, I mean, that sounds like a lot of medical bills.
I mean, we actually went to tournaments that were contact, so we knew how to like stop like.
Right, you're learning forms without actually trying to take
without actually breaking someone's elbow. And
right.
Yeah. Right.
And
That's
Natasha, of course, Ruan
Yes.
show, her gimmick is that you don't see her face. You see the best part of her.
Yes, this is why you can't see my.
Oh, and you have great tits, by the way. I love them.
Thank you. They're here.
Yeah, Matt hasn't known. Matt doesn't know one thing that's happened this entire episode.
No, I ain't been looking at anything else.
So Natasha, so of course you have New York Fashion Week. You're going to be a part of that, and then also I saw online that you're going to be a part of London Fashion Week.
Yes,
Ooh,
the CEO
cool.
of House of Icons directly hit me up and asked me to be part of their 10th anniversary runway.
Cool. That is awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, very exciting. I'm completely thrilled. Yeah.
How do those shows work? Do you see the typical fashion shows and just the high grade fashion things that they have on there? Like how hectic are those days? Because I know from days when and Matt, you know this because you do music. I know from days.
Let me light my blood for this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta be prepared. That's
Cheers.
right.
And like I would know from pro wrestling that sometimes like days would just be hectic. They would be long, and then by the time the show starts, everybody's just ready to put a bullet in their head, and that's like, okay, showtime. And it's just like, all right.
It can be like that sometimes. Yeah.
Basically, my team is super awesome. They're like very stress free. Like no one really bothers me. Everybody just stays in their lane and does their thing, and they're helpful if they need to be helpful, or they just stay in their lane and don't bother me, which is great. I have a lot on my plate. I have a lot to do, and I basically have to endure it all, and it's all on my shoulders. Basically, I have a manager, Stacy Toy, which is like amazing. You know, she's really great and she helps out how she can, but in reality it's like I'm the one that has to pay for everything. I'm the one that has to sew all the things. I'm the one that has to make sure everything is on point. And this is my first real mainstream fashion thing, so it's like,
congratulations.
Thank you. You know, I've been in underground my whole life. I've been in like the festival scene, anything that's alternative, anything that's but mainstream is my gig. You know what I mean? You'll find me in the shadows. You'll find me, you know, at the festivals. You'll find me like at the clubs, anything that's just like different. You know what I mean? So I thrive in the underground, and every lifestyle, every culture, everything that I've really been a part of has been actually destroyed and taken over. And I have no choice to put myself in a different industry and a different way. And I'm really being noticed, and I got thrown in with the big leagues. They're just like, here, hey, you just do it.
Hey, whatever works. You never know where you're going to end up and what's going to happen. And that's the magic. Like you wake up one day and just boom, you get a phone call. And that's all it takes. Like, well,
that's really what happened, because this year has been pretty slow with business because the economy has been kind of shit, you know. So I was just on my Instagram, and I was going through the 24 hours, and then there was this thing that said, do you want to see your clothes on the runway? And I was like, bitch, yeah, of course I do. And then I filled out the application, and then I completely forgot about it. And then, like, lo and behold, it was like 2 weeks later, like New York Fashion Week was hitting my line. And I was like, huh? I'm like, what the fuck? And I picked up the phone. I'm like, yes.
Hell yes.
Like, love your stuff. Would you come to Fashion Week? And I'm like, hello?
Am I dreaming? Did you say you sew everything yourself? Is that what you said?
I do. I hand dye everything. I don't even use patterns. I barely measure everything. I just cut, and I just like be able to see things. I don't know. Like I could literally make somebody a sweater, crochet the whole thing with no patterns just by looking at somebody and have it fit. Like
that's a skill.
Yeah,
that's a skill.
That's definitely a dying skill. Well, like, you know, like, I mean, even me growing up, my mother had like the, you know, old school Singer machine, you know, and like Halloween swung around. There was times when she made stuff. Yeah, but like I don't know anybody who, like, most of the time, you know, will take you to Spirit Halloween, you buy the thing off the rack. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really know too many people that know how to operate a sewing machine at all.
I almost lost my hand in school using a sewing machine. And that was
I almost lost my finger in high school, so don't feel bad. Okay.
that was just making a drawstring bag, and that was it. Like a cheap, like, drawstring.
I was staying up late that night because, you know, I came from a poor family. We didn't really have much money for clothes. We had 5 kids, so nobody was really looking fly at school. You feel me?
Right.
So I was like, I do want to look fly. Hold up. You know, let me get this together. So I would stay up really late sometimes and just make outfits just for like the next day to wear. And I was featured in like the newspaper in the high school, and I won senior project with my runway. And I did well. I did really well in high school, and I had these 2 great teachers that really helped me in home economics. And they actually came to my meet and greet the other night, which I'm really happy about. But they helped me make my prom dress, and they were. She was like this to me. She goes, you know, one day I know you're gonna get on the runway and you're gonna get famous. She's like, when that happens, call me. And it was like 24 years later, and I called her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's a cool story.
Yeah. I mean, I dig like hearing about, you know, you got to fight your way up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, anybody that earns it, man, I'm all about it.
Honey, I came from the trenches. I came from the mud. I've been homeless. I have taken my clothes to festivals and dragged them in the mud, hung out in parking lots at the ends of festivals trying to sell my clothes for years. When I mean fucking years. I was homeless. I was living out of my car. We were living out of hotels. We like lived on the road as a bunch of festival gypsy people. Like that shit was not easy. So when you mean street credit, lifetimes is like times 10 to what normal people really have lived.
But that's what makes, I think, a human being like fucking interesting. Because like, listen, I'm a working class dude, right? I have a band and we play around regionally. But like, part of me wishes when I was younger that I got those pieces together and just said fuck it. Like, because like throwing yourself, like getting a piece of shit van and like living on like fucking peanut butter and jelly when I'm in a band where everyone is like over the age of 35, it's not quite viable.
But are you happy though? Like, are you happy? Like, that's the thing. It's like when you see the vision, you have to fucking go for it. And then there's not going to be anything that's going to get in your way. Like, no I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear distractions. I don't want to hear about the what ifs. I don't want to hear about your fears. Those are all things that we're here to break to get through to the other side. And there's the thing about champions. And then there's things about not champions. The champions don't have a motherfucking off button, okay? They just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, after this pep talk,
agree.
I gotta hit my rest of my bandmates out and fire every one of them.
I mean,
they're what's holding me back. They're scared. They got kids and shit. Fuck all that. We're going on the
road. I mean, come
Never
on.
stop. Like, I agree.
There's a quote that I always remembered. Shout out to Maryland Championship Wrestling. They had a wrestling school. They have the MCW Pro Wrestling Academy now, but back in the day they had Bone Breakers Pro Wrestling Training Academy. And the quote on the shirt was, "Champions aren't born, champions are made." And that's the whole thing. Like, you're not born like, you know, I did 20 plus years of pro wrestling. I grinded it out. I made some decisions I probably shouldn't have. You know, I was more worried about going to the show and then going to the strip club and partying afterwards than probably going to better shows and not partying afterwards.
And dedicating,
But also when this podcast started, it was the kind of thing I was like, okay, I know how to talk. I work this podcast like the way I work a wrestling match. You know, people will be in the back talking it over and over again. I'm like, let's just call this shit in the ring. Like, let's just get in the ring. Let's do our thing and let's call it as we go. And that's what I do with this show. And a lot of people are blown away because I don't prep notes. I don't do any of that. I'm just like, we have gimmicks. I'm a wrestler. I'm used to gimmicks. Like that's the whole.
It's obvious, right?
You know, thing. But you know, a lot of people are also afraid to do their show live, and I'm like, well, live is the best because you don't know what's going to happen live. You're forced to, like Matt knows, when you're live, like when he's playing, you're forced to be better. You're forced that if you fuck up, you need to fix it immediately. And
you're on your toes.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen live. Is there anything that, from what you remember, that you made and it was just the biggest bitch that it took you to just make. And every time you sit there and you think, that's the one thing that you think of, and you're like, that was such a bitch to put together.
I mean, there's a few things, like, it just depends. No, there's not anything specific, I don't think, no, because usually it either flows together or it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, it's either I'm missing supplies, which I have to get later, or my mental isn't there, you know, because it takes a lot of soulful energy to create. And people think that you're just sitting at a table. Oh, you're so lucky you get to work at home and you're just sitting in your sweatpants. No,
That's not
it's extremely draining. I get up in the morning like at 6 o'clock in the morning, do my routine, and I'm sewing pretty much all day. You know what I mean?
There's a different kind of tired that comes from that, with like just you know, where you're focused at the task at hand like that so minutely. After, you know, it can drain your fucking brain. Like, I get it.
Fried.
Where you're like, what, you know, but like, what's like the thing that probably took you the longest? Something that took you like fucking months to put together. I don't know anything about fashion.
Things of the runway. Oh, good God. So the runway has this whole story, and you know, it's around February, so everybody's doing like red and love and la 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 la. So me, I'm gonna be the creepy, you know, the creepy villain, and come in with the the toxic love story, and you know, and show everybody like this toxic love story between a raven and a snake, and they fall in love. You know, obviously a raven and a snake don't fall in love because the bird eats the prey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they fall in love. And then, so the first comes out, you know, I don't want to tell the whole story here, but the raven and the snake, they fall in love. And then there's going to be like the villain that comes through. And now the villain, now this was my piece that took me months to make this. It took me forever. Okay. I don't know what was really going on here. And I'm sure if somebody asked me to recreate this piece, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't. And if anybody else tried to recreate the piece, like, good luck. You know what I mean? Like, good motherfucking luck. Go ahead. I'd love to see you try. If you could do that, I swear to God, I will pay you. I will pay you.
So wait, is this like a play or something, or
you make one of a kind?
You have to remember, you're talking to a fucking. I drive a truck and run a forklift for a living, huh? I'm thinking that you're like making like
in my clothing, so it's like not normal. Like normally people just put on the runway show and it's a wrap. They put their clothes out there, they put some, you know, and their music and their thing. But I decided to make it a little bit more dramatic and put on like
like a show almost.
Yeah,
like a story.
Okay, see, you had me lost as shit for a minute, because like all I'm thinking is like fashion show. The person walks up, they walk back, but I have no frame of reference. You know what I mean?
That's okay. I'm scatterbrained and I have an artist like brain them all over the place. So,
I find that most people classify it as.
Your
style. What would you call your style? Do you have like a name for it, or like a mix? Like what would you call it?
Well, no, I cannot fit into any box, and that's why I feel like that's why I'm innovative, and that's why I'm different, and that's why they want me on the runway, because they cannot explain what that is.
I see a puppy dog, it makes me happy.
Your dog's like, all right, mom,
no,
look,
that's
mom,
my baby.
this is enough.
I love dogs too.
This is over. Like,
yeah, I got two lab mixes upstairs. They're like about 100 pounds a piece. So I'm down in the basement. They don't really come down here. So, but yeah, dog's the best.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue. Carry on.
Mine are upstairs with my wife because they don't love me. They only love her. So.
Yeah, same thing with my girl. She's number one. I mean, they like me a whole hell of a lot, but like she's number one.
Aww.
And
I love dogs.
On the show, we do a lot of gimmicks. We do a lot of random odds and ends. So one of the things we do are drunken news articles. We find a weird news article. I find the title of the article and I do not read it until we are on the show live. So we're going to do one of those right now. So the first one is, man in a chicken suit gets high on mushrooms. So, and it says, arrested after rampage through neighborhood. So it says this happened in Putnam County, Georgia. A Georgia man came afoul of deputies when he got high on mushrooms, put on a chicken suit, and became disorderly, according to a report. Sheriff Howard Still said that on November 19th, a woman called to report her ex-boyfriend had basically gone nuts on mushrooms and was beating passing by cars and hollering at them. Okay, well, that's
Wow.
I think that's
a little... Homie's just trying to have a good time. You know what I mean?
Where's he getting chicken suit? Who has a chicken suit?
Yeah, he's just freaking out. Like, I mean, take your mushrooms responsibly. I mean, come on. Like, officers responded to a neighborhood near Lake Onakani, where they found 47-year-old Jason Pinch walking through a neighborhood, pounding vehicles with his fist. He was wearing what officers described as a yellow onesie-style pajama outfit meant to resemble a chicken. So,
I've never seen anyone.
Why does he even have that? Like, why do you have that?
I feel like he should be making chicken sounds at this point. Like, you just hit him go,
or chicken soup or anything in the fuck else.
Pinch continued to beat on the passing cars, even the police officer's patrol car. Officers and an ambulance tried to arrest Pinch.
Yeah, that's how you go to jail, buddy.
Pinch reportedly asked deputies if they were real and if he himself were real.
Oh no.
Could you imagine that? Excuse me, officers, are you real? What about me?
Oh my gosh.
I'm a chicken. Am I real? Am I really a chicken?
Am I a real chicken?
I feel like this story, though, there's probably something up with this dude, because I've known a ton of people when I've been around a bunch of people, and I've been on mushrooms, and you can be a little bit confused or whatever. Normally you're giggly. I can't imagine getting like the vibe to like strike vehicles or anything. Putting a chicken suit on, maybe, but like not getting violent about it.
Man, mushrooms are a powerful drug. Powerful.
I guess if you eat enough of them. What's that?
You have mushrooms on your sleeve?
On my sleeve.
Oh, cool.
It says officers were able to stun Pinch with a taser. He was arrested on charges of disorderly conduct and a misdemeanor and obstruction of a peace officer. Oh, actually, before that, it says after he was taken into custody, Pinch continued to ask officers if they were real and if he was at the time laying in his hammock at home. So I guess when he was laying in the backseat of the squad car, he was just kind of like, and he said, why the chicken suit? Unfortunately, that would have been the question I asked, Sill said. So he basically asked them why the chicken suit. And it's like, motherfucker, you're wearing the chicken suit. Like, I don't know. You tell us. So Natasha, you know fashion. You know fashion a lot. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show an image of this guy.
Oh my God.
Goody.
And you're gonna tell me here. Let me see if I can find a good image on Google. Let me.
We're gonna rate that chicken suit.
You're gonna tell me. You're gonna grade the suit, and then you're gonna tell me whether or not you think that this is high fashion, like or whether or not he would be a good model to wear said suit. So here we go. So this is the article right here. So this is the gentleman right here. So, of course, that's his chicken suit. So you see it has a pullover, like, chicken head.
Oh, my goodness.
Onesie thing. And
is that the mugshot?
I don't know. I feel like once the
it
thing
looks like it.
it'll look like a chicken. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like a chicken will have a pretty monotone, like, just kind of, I don't know.
It's the mugshot for me, though.
It looks like a mugshot. I agree.
Yeah, it's a mugshot for me.
Yeah, that's totally a mugshot. But if this man, let's say this man is released and he's high on his mushrooms and he shows up and he's like, Natasha, I really need to lay in my hammock. I don't know why I'm here, but can I show off my chicken suit on the runway? Would you let him flap his like arms and just chicken suit his way down the road?
Hell no. I would no. I'm a very nice person, so I would probably like calm his high ass down and like maybe smack him around a little bit. Like,
you're gonna get fired up now.
Wake up, homie, you're gonna be okay, kind of thing. But there's no way I'm gonna let some chicken suit flying motherfucker go down my runway. Like, that's not happening. You want to see me get crazy? I'll be like tackling it like off the. Oh no, hell no.
He's just sitting there looking at some of the girls and he's like, do you like me? look at me, I'm a cock. I'm a cock. Look at me. They're just kind of like, you need to go. You need to go.
They have special places at festivals for like really high people where they just let them sit down and like calm down. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they don't have that shit at like the metal festivals though. Because I was just gonna say, like, you would be like great at like some of the larger metal festivals. I'm sure like all the stuff he makes is very like, you know, alternative, possibly like gothy, whatever. Right. But that's more of like the the hippie-ish festivals that have like those like, oh, he took too many drugs, which I think is a great fucking idea. But at metal festivals, it's usually just like drunk assholes.
Oh, like, no, a metal festival, you're lucky you don't get punched in the face and left on the ground and stompled on. What are you talking about? All right, I was like, for like when I was like 14, I started like doing like ska punk. That was like where I first started out, like doing shows because it was like the local thing to do, and everybody was doing like mosh pits and stuff, and like literally punching people in the face and just like leaving broken noses, elbows. Like all kinds of crazy shit. It was wild up in there. Okay, like it really was. So I know exactly
go at
what
it like
there's no have... like safe zone there.
Yeah, I mean, every show I've been to, there's been ones that are way worse. It depends on who's playing. You know, typically most of the time, the pit area is kind of it has its spot. You know, and if you want to get away from it, you can, but don't stand on the fucking edge of it. And then like bitch and moan that like somebody got thrown into you or some shit. Because like that's just gonna happen. Yeah, like if you really don't want to be touched, like you can go to the back.
Yeah.
Right. It definitely gets pretty wild up in there because the guys like coming, girls too. They just start coming in, swinging, kicking, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And
we played Soundstage like a year ago. A friend of mine, Brian, was in the pit during our set. I don't know exactly what fucking happened, but they didn't kick him out, but they had to like put a series of bandages to stop the bleeding from his forehead. Homie got like a nice gash about that big.
Dang, that sucks.
I heard about it way after the fact because I didn't see it when it was on stage.
And it probably wasn't even that big of a gash. It was probably just like where it was at.
It needs like a motherfucker. But like like every time I've seen him since then, I usually buy him like a beer and a shot. I'm like, homie goes hard for that's my boy, you know. You know, like you know what I mean. It's like saying, somebody got their head split open in my fucking Scissorfist show.
I mean, I think it's a good release. I think it's a good release for people. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have that built up energy and aggression, especially men with that testosterone. And then it's like they're around other people and they just start vibing on that shit and make it a little out of hand. You know what I mean?
It's a ton of fun unless people are fucking getting targeted or like you're in there trying to fucking start a fight.
Take it too far, yeah.
Like, and there's always those pricks show up, you know. But when it's just like, I've been in there a bunch of times where it's just like dudes like shoulder checking each other, and like shoving each other, and it's just drunk dumb guys doing drunk dumb guy shit. There are women, but you know, it's like an 80 to 20 at best. And it's I don't know, it's like that fucking it's like that caveman shit. Well, I mean, it depends on what show you're at, but like I mean, there's chicks that throw down and like and the thing is, they'll knock the shit out of you. Like, I'll try to avoid like fucking running into some lady and she'll fucking.
Well, I've seen some big Brock Lesnar-sized women in the mosh pit. Yeah. Like, and actually, this story has been told before on the show. My old co-host Matt told this, and I'm going to tell it again mainly because this is my show, and I'll tell it again if I want to tell it. But we were at Metallica, and there was
I love Metallica,
and we lost Matt. And when we found Matt at the end of the show, he was bleeding, and he had blood all over his face, and his glasses were broke. And he said, and what ended up happening in the mosh pit is he ended up somehow getting elbowed in the nose and his nose started bleeding. But then he noticed that there was this little boy, like probably like about 7, that ended up trapped in the middle of the mosh pit.
Oh, no.
Somehow the kid got knocked down. So the kid's crying and like Matt went over to him and like Matt got him out of the mosh pit. It's like, it's okay. Mind you, Matt's drunk off of his ass. And he's like, it's okay. It's okay. I got you. He's like, and then he took like the blood from his nose or what, and he wipes it on the kid's face like Braveheart. He's like, now you're a warrior. And then he jumps back into the mosh pit. And I'm just like, Matt, did
you just do that?
Like, this is probably a killer. Like,
wow.
So a side note, like I switched it from like where I view all of you to where I just view who's like currently talking, and it's great for when Ruan. It's like I'll see you for a minute, and then Ruan will laugh, and it's just like titties.
Does it like show up when I laugh? Oh, funny.
Yeah, right now. I got a screen full of them. It's quite amusing.
With your models, is there like, do you have like, I know you work, and I've seen a lot of the photos online. You work with, a vast quantity of models, and who wear your stuff. Do you have any set requirements? And like, basically, what do you expect out of your models that model your stuff? And I believe your company is Bennu Apparel.
It's Bennu Apparel. It's Egyptian for the Phoenix.
Okay.
So basically the Phoenix Rising. Nova, shut the fuck up. The Phoenix Rising. And for my models, I kind of handpick and I watch my models, and I generally like to like analyze them for some reason.
Well, of course they're gonna be wearing your stuff. All right, now is it like when I think of runway models, I think of like the rail thin kind of ladies that you've seen and all that. Is that like the only types that get on your runway, or do you have other body types?
Technically, I really only have one very thin model that's generally an extra small, and she's actually pregnant right now. So I'm actually going to bring her to London with the baby, you know what I mean? And we're going to be doing this whole like extra thing that's going to be very innovative. But anyways, back to what I was saying is that like my models are very hand selected, specifically picked, and they're all very different. And most of my models are actually a size medium, almost a large.
I noticed that. Yeah,
for me personally, because I am a medium on the top and a large on the bottom, so it's like I like to fit more curvier women, or just like the average size.
Those curves,
like chicks that's got some hips, some ass, and some, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, I feel like that's
booty for you, girl.
I feel like that's way more common than like the really, really rail thin petite women.
I don't have that many small
it's like everybody wears clothes. Wouldn't you want to try to like I guess like work for a larger market other than like just you know what I'm saying, like with the model thing? I don't know. Anyway,
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Of course, we're in the live stream. A lot of people were commenting various very different things. Jason Rushman said, Natasha, you look so good. He said you look so good.
Oh, thank you.
Fragrance said, get 'em, girl. Shout out to Fragrance.
You and your thirsty ass comment section. Like I said,
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You will get followers after the show. I've had people come onto the show and go, yeah, you don't like people who don't really have like as high of an OnlyFans, and they'll be like, yeah, we have like half dozen new subscribers after coming onto the show or whatever.
Wow.
If they haven't listened,
so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
If they haven't been listening and they just see you, for sure they're figuring like, all right, where is the porn video? Because like that's most of all of his guests,
Yeah.
And like, what's her name? Is she on Pornhub? You know what I mean?
They're like, when is she going to take that jacket off?
Yeah, really. Where can I see some more titty? What's her OnlyFans handle, bro?
Well, that's the thing. Like, you dress a lot of those girls. So, and I mean, as I said, your Instagram, your Facebook, like you post a lot of the photos of your stuff, and you have a lot of beautiful women, a lot of beautiful models who model off your stuff. So, go check out Natasha's pages. She has stuff's there. And like, of course, shout out to Stacy Toy. She was a guest on the show herself, probably about 2 years ago or so, and she messaged me. She's like, hey, you should have Natasha on. And I'm like, Stacy, you know how it works. I'll take any guest anybody sends our way. I just love coming on here and drinking, having a great time, and just doing whatever. So Natasha, there is gimmick that we do on this show. It is called Smash or Dash. So we do it every month. We always do it with our guests. So pretty much I'm going to show a series of photos on the screen. And you're going to let us know whether or not you would smash or whether or not you would dash.
Like smash is in like
You
fuck?
like it.
Yes.
It's like smash or pass, but he's changed it to smash or dash, and you're running away from
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, so this is a special edition because normally, like we've done a Halloween one, we did the 12 Smasher Dashes of Christmas.
Yeah, but I'm like really hard for this because even for like online, shopping for men and stuff like that, it's really hard because I can't really tell people's personalities. Like I like to also analyze them to see like what's going on because I'm a sapiosexual, because I like to know what's going on inside people's brains, like once how they think and how they maneuver, how they play the life of chess, like I just really am different, so to me, looking at somebody, I'm like,
I'm kind of the same way. Like, I mean, listen, I'm a dude. I can appreciate it. You know what I mean? A beautiful woman. But
I'm not that superficial. I'm sorry, but
but like, that doesn't mean anything. If I met her and she's annoying as shit or something like that, and like, yeah, I'm not. There's no sexual attraction.
You can't even hear them talking because what if you're like, oh my god, he is so fucking hot. Like, I would just tear that up. Like, let me get alone with this motherfucker, okay?
I get that a lot.
You get alone with him, and then he starts talking, and he ends up talking like a bitch, or he says like the dumbest weird shit, or he starts, I don't know. I don't know.
We're gonna have a lot of fun, and Ron, you can take part of this as well. We're gonna have a lot of fun because I noticed lately on the show, and Matt knows because he was here for one of those guests the last time he was here, is that we've had guests on for some reason. There are guests that have come onto the show that for some reason enjoy like blood of some type, like biting men until they bleed or blood play. I said I was like, why don't I do Smash or Dash, the Bloody Face edition? And we're going to show photos of people.
Yeah, that just got a little too creepy for me. There's no blood. There's not going to be nothing.
Honey, I'm with you. I suffered through that fucking episode.
Fainting. Now, like, if I see my own blood, I start fainting.
She was a great.
Lightheaded, like. I think I'm gonna sit down here.
She was a great guest, and she was very talkative, and she was amusing. But like when she got into all of her really heavy duty, and like, listen, I try not to be a kink shamer and shit, but like she was, it was grossing me the fuck out.
I like blood, and I like piss.
No, she was talking about
your kinks, and we're just kind of like, wait, whoa, what do you mean? What are ours? There's nothing that is beating that. There is nothing that is beating.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I go see my one girlfriend, and like when she's horny, she'll sit there and she pulls her skirt up and tugs on her tampon, right? That's straight.
What? No.
I'm like, all right, you're just grossing me out, hon. Like,
Tasha is getting the gist of how far the show goes.
Yeah. I mean, she had no shame at all. And like, I mean, listen, good for her. But it was like, ugh, lady. Like,
so these aren't too bad. These are from movies or TV. So it's not anything that's too bad. So we're gonna do this. This is Smash or Dash, the Bloody Face edition, right here on the Happy Hour podcast with Ron and Natasha.
Why is it a Bloody Face edition? Okay.
It probably won't be that bad.
The first is the one and only Nature Boy. Rick.
Oh gosh!
You have to see under the blood and go, hey, I don't know if I would let this man do me based.
Dash, boy.
and not all bloody like that. No.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because we had what was it? Dahlia is dopey on Friday, and she was instantly like, "Oh, it's Ric Flair. I don't care." And she's like, "I don't care if he's bloody, whatever. It's Ric Flair. I don't care." This one is not as bad. This one is Rick Grimes, but this is post. If you've ever watched
Ecstatic Lizzie, I don't know.
when he bit the guy's throat out, it's the blood on his face after he bit out the guy's throat. So Rick Grimes, I don't care. I would do Rick in this situation. I love Rick Grimes.
Because I know his character. He's still hot. You know what I mean?
That's
like he's still sexy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a maybe. I just don't like blood. Like it doesn't do anything for me. But that's a maybe.
Way to go, Ray.
Well, that's the thing.
Sometimes you gotta take your foot off the accelerator, buddy.
With this show, people never know what they're getting themselves into. I was like, what can the theme be for January? And I was like, after we had that guest, Matt, I was like, I got it.
Why? You should have consulted with me about this shit.
This is Uma Thurman from
shit.
Smash.
Yeah.
Everybody smashed
not as bad. Now, however, I do know there's always one or two that are the absolute. Like you remember, Matt, you were here in October. We had Tarman from Return of the Living Dead that concluded the Halloween one, and then we also had what was it, Yukon Cornelius and the Grinch during Christmas.
Oh yeah, but she was just like she was just showing out.
Yeah,
where she was like, I'd have him, and he'd be sitting on my face, and I'd piss on him.
Of darkness. I already know what the answer is going to be.
Oh my gosh, no, absolutely not.
All right,
let's keep it moving, Ray.
And then the next one is
Ash.
Ash from Evil Dead. If you've ever seen Evil Dead, this is Ash. Actually, I don't even think that. I think he ended up having blood thrown in his face by, I think it was a demon or something in the Evil Dead. So Ash,
I can't believe you've been making me do this. This is dead.
And then the last one is, have you seen American Horror Story? If you've ever seen American Horror Story, it's bloody face.
Oh my god!
American Horror Story, but that's a mask. That is not his real face. That is a mask. If you remember the guy, what the hell was his name that wore that mask? Oh man, I forgot. What was his name that wore that? So here, let me find him real quick. So let's see. So
I have nightmares.
Ray, you're scaring the ladies.
I think I've had sex with that.
Zachary Quinto. That was Zachary Quinto. That was in that.
Yeah. Okay.
That is Smash or Dash, the Bloody Face edition. Natasha, I apologize if I did.
It's okay.
So with that, so I guess do you do with a lot of your stuff? Do you do Halloween or Christmas themed stuff? Like, I mean, is it just kind of general, or have you done any like fun Halloween type like outfits or anything like that?
Yes, and I have one of my favorite clients, Lizzie Starflows on Instagram. Her and I always do a little like Halloween collection. She's my favorite creepy girl and a diehard client of mine for years and years. So her and I work together with our like Halloween themes and alt fashion and stuff like that, which I really love doing. But only if people like order stuff, otherwise I'll make like a little thing here and there. But I don't really celebrate many
like you don't make holiday specific stuff.
No, not really.
Yeah. I feel like that could probably be either cool or kind of tacky. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's a lot to be on top of. Let's put it that way.
Shit. Yeah.
I know. So I assume you make all your own clothes, right? You make all your own?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
I know London will probably be up there, but out of all the places you traveled to, what do you think is your favorite place that you've been to? Doing
Humboldt County, California.
So like up there, when you do stuff like that, like, and you do the shows, is it like the kind of thing, and like this kind of registers to me with wrestling, is that you get different fans in different towns. So do like the crowds kind of react differently to these shows based do crowds like certain, like, I guess, fashion items in different areas? Like you'll sit there and you'll do one set of fashion, like one outfit here, and people will like it here, but then here people will really like another outfit here? Like, have you ever like gotten?
Yeah, it's really like depending on where it's at, and then you never know like what it's gonna be. It's like a hit or miss, and like one time you might bring something and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they loved that, and then you would be like sold out of it, you know what I mean? And then you're surprised, and then you're surprised that somebody didn't love what you thought that they would love, you know, because I have very like my own style, you know what I mean, and my own taste, what I would like, and somebody may not want to wear something like this with a pair of like fancy sweatpants and call that an outfit, you know what I mean? Like,
I wish more of them would, though.
To me it's comfortable and I love it, and I just like, and like I'll put on a fur coat, I'm good. Where are we going? I'll be in the house, we'll be outside, I could go like anywhere, you know what I mean? Put on a pair of heels, then you're really ready to go. Like boots, let's go. You know.
Natasha, where are you from? Where are you at right now?
Right now I'm in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Oh, so it's pretty cold there then. Because of course me and Matt, we're Baltimore boys, so it's been cold lately here, like down this way. Like, did you guys get the snowfall that we had?
Yeah, it's been snowing and like rainy, like ice rain, and you know, regular East Coast hell.
Yeah,
that's the way it is. It's like it goes from like 20 degrees to 70 degrees in 1 week, and people just don't understand that. It's like, well, if you're not in that whole Baltimore, like Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, you know, corridor, it kind of gets weird.
Yeah, so like the Northeast.
Oh yeah, Northeast is insane. So Natasha, what we're gonna do real quick, we play some commercials on the show. So we're gonna play some commercials, and then when we get back, we're gonna get into our game segment. We have a series of games that we play. They're always really fun with our guests. So we're gonna take a quick break, in case anybody
no bloody faces, right?
Anything like that. We're gonna play some ads, and then we're gonna come back with our game segment. So of course, this is the Happy Hour podcast. We are here on YouTube Live, Roku, and Fire TV through Pod Nation. And we will be back in a few minutes with Natasha Nogan, and we're going to get into our game segment once we are back. So we will see you guys in about 4 minutes.
I'm Adeline Starr, and you are watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Hello, I'm Dennis with Checker Spot Brewing Company. We're located at 1421 Ridgely Street in Baltimore, right in the shadows of M&T Bank Stadium. Open 7 days a week with locally crafted beer.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Designs.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude. Just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I did.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs.
Big old shout out to Curtain Jerker Designs. You see that? You see that beauty? That's all you, Curtain Jerker.
Hello, wrestling promoters. The Big Valboski wants to give you a big tip. If you're looking for a graphic designer to do your next events, promotional posters, hit up Derek at Curtain Jerker Designs.
A lifelong wrestling fan, as we all are. I went through the part with the reffing, and I got to a part where I did ring announcing. I did everything there was to do. I had a match. But because I have that background, that's where I stepped in and said, hey, like, I do flyers. Let me help you guys out.
Hey, everybody, this is Justice Jardin, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're here live on YouTube Live, and as always, we're on Roku and Fire TV, and we're here with our featured guest, Natasha Nogan. Of course, shout out to Curtain Jerker Designs. He does all of our amazing guest graphics, including Natasha's that you saw building up for tonight, and new entry into our ads. Instant History Tattoo. They've done all of my tattoo work. I've been telling those guys for a long time, get a commercial, I'll show it on the show. So what we're going to do is, Natasha, we play a series of games with our guests. It's called our Ode to Humanity segment. So the first game.
Can they give you like a little fair warning?
Yeah, sure.
I'm really bad at playing games. Like I'm like the worst at playing games. Like when people say, "Hey, like we're about to play games," that's when I exit the room. That's when I walk over there. And somebody says they start playing games, I'm just like I'm terrible at playing games.
Well, here's what we'll do.
It's silly.
And I'll have Ron help.
All right, I will try. I will do my best. I'm giving you a fair warning.
Yeah, this is Ron's first time as well, so she will also be a part of this too. So the first game actually is a game. It's called Extreme Personal Questions and has 2 questions on the card. Question A, question B. They're random questions. You don't know which one you get until you choose A or B, and then you get to choose any one of us to answer that other one. So what do you think, Natasha? Lucky letter. Do you think A or B? Which one do you want?
A.
A. Okay, so what was the last time you felt someone was trying to manipulate you? What was the last time you felt someone was trying to manipulate you?
I think that everyone's trying to manipulate everyone in some kind of way. There's just levels to it.
Yeah.
So I think every day, all the time.
That makes sense. I agree with that. I feel if people always sit there and they look for a way to dive in and be able to manipulate you, especially the way today's world works with your thoughts and, all that stuff. They want you to think their way, all that stuff. That's a good answer. I like that. So now for question B, you get to choose myself, Matt, or Roan to answer question B.
Okay. Matt.
All right. So Matt, what reality show would you kick ass on, and why are you so fucking confident?
Ooh, a reality show that I would kick ass on? Could we would a game show work?
I'll take game show.
Okay.
Because it's kind of reality.
Like, not all the time, but at least I've been watching the celebrity episodes as of late, and I've been killing it on Jeopardy. But the celebrity episodes are like the questions are a little bit more softball.
Yeah.
I've noticed, but I think I can make some money on that. Either that or Wheel of Fortune. As far as other reality TV shows like Survivor and shit, no, dude.
No. That's gonna be a no for me. So the next one, and this is 3 random cards drawn out of the deck, and nobody has to give an explanation or anything like that if they don't want to, but it is never have I ever. And it's 3 random cards. So if you've done it, take a hit if you're smoking, take a drink if you're drinking, or just raise your hand. You don't have to give an explanation if you want to. So never have I ever burned myself with an at-home waxing kit. Never have I ever burned myself with an at-home waxing kit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, so it's me and Natasha. I've said before, like I've never used a waxing kit, but I have used Nair. And
that's me, Nair. That's what yes.
Oh, there was a time
bad reaction. Yeah.
Wrestling, I Naired myself from here down.
And
I didn't read all the directions. So I didn't finish the part that you had to take it off in a certain amount of time. So while I'm nairing the rest of my, I had that Nair burn in spots that you couldn't imagine.
Awful.
Yeah. So
I never got to that point. The closest I could say, my mom had one of those like paraffin wax like heater things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you dip your hand in it, you peel the wax off, your skin feels nice.
Smooth, yeah.
But I didn't hurt myself. I just like let it run like way too fucking long. Like I put just like the top of my digits in that, and it was like, holy shit! Like it's like, you know, like this is almost taking my fucking fingerprints off, you know.
Natasha, do you feel comfortable with saying you're at-home waxing accident?
I've never had one because I've never had a home waxing kit.
You're like, I get all mine professionally done. Like, yeah, I'm telling you now, I will never use Nair ever again. Now,
No, me neither.
After the burns kind of cleared up, I was smooth. Like, I'm telling you, like, and one of the other
bet you better be
chest in the back, and he's like, "You're a smooth motherfucker." Like, thanks, dude. Thank you. So the next one is, never have I ever spent more than $20 on the dollar menu. Never have I ever spent more than $20 on the dollar menu. I have indeed.
Yeah. I have.
Oh, so when you're drinking, when you do, sorry. Okay. No, I don't eat fast food.
That's good. That's very good.
That is a great idea.
There's been times I've been drunk and we've gotten like tacos. And
dude, go wreck the fucking menu at Taco Bell. Like, just roll out of there with like a fucking $60 tab.
All right, I'm so sorry just to like do this to you guys, but do you have any clue what is in the food?
Oh, it's all horrible. I try not to.
It's awful.
We know.
I feel like shit every time after I
just as somebody, I care about you and I care about your health. So you should not be eating fast food, okay?
And both of us are a little bit older now. This is probably, you know, like when we're talking mainly like the earlier 20s.
I don't mess around.
Bar every weekend, and you like I don't eat that shit like that too much anymore. Like, I mean, I'll get like, if I'm gonna eat like some like fast food, like I'll get like some pizza, but even the place I get the pizza from is like, it's decent pizza.
Well, it's amazing when you stop eating stuff like that, because there's been numerous times, and like I kind of fluctuate with my weight. Like I'll go,
I'm a fat fuck, bro.
Like 40 pounds, or I'll lose 50 pounds. And it's crazy. Once you stop eating stuff like that and you stick to eating better stuff, like I would do yoga, I would count carbs, I would do all kinds of stuff, you know. Turkey was my best friend. I would eat turkey.
Bro, it's not even food. This lady had a whole patty, like a whole hamburger and French fries saved in a bag for like 20 motherfucking years.
Yeah,
when she brought that shit out of the bag, it still looks the same. It still looks the same. How are you gonna think that that's food?
Well, that's the thing. And what's weird is, have you seen recently they've been showing videos of them 3D printing meat? Have you seen any of that recently? Yeah, it looks disgusting. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, how do we know McDonald's and Burger King isn't already giving us this shit?
There's a portion of it is. There's probably some real shit in there, but it's like it's so much preservatives, filler, etc., to try to stretch the buck and maximize profits.
Yeah.
So
there
like
is no burger in that at all. Just like the Taco Bell meat. No one can explain what the Taco Bell meat is. What is
Well, yeah, they said it was like 60, but there's all the sauce in those bags.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I worked in Domino's as a driver for a bunch of years. Like, everything there comes prepackaged. Like, we don't cut a fucking onion in that place.
Oh,
like,
wow.
it comes in like a sealed bag, and there's a place, there's like a warehouse somewhere in the area that they just call like if you're in jail, what do you have? Commissary. They call it the commissary. And they go there. A truck delivers literally like these big plastic bins, and there's balls of dough. So the dough is fresh, but it's just it's not frozen discs. But like, they get a delivery, it's a shitload of those, and it'll be all the toppings, and they're already in pre-sealed bags. You literally just have to open them up and dump them into like a little you know, there's like plastic things that you would see up on the I don't know what the fuck you call them, the tubs or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, I ate the shit while I was there, but like, it's fucking shitty garbage pizza, you know. It is.
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat any of those burgers. I mean, I haven't eaten meat since I was in 8th grade. So
wow.
Well, that's good. I wish I could say that I haven't done that, but like, I don't know. I
could definitely cut way fucking back on it, You know what I mean? Like, I would actually be okay with that, but there's still a part of me.
I love meat. I'm sorry. I don't think.
Yeah, that I want a good steak or something like that. Like, there's just gonna be that.
Like an hour ago. I love meat. I just, I love steak. I love all kinds of good foods and stuff, but it just has to be cooked right, and it's not
from a place that's not processing the ever loving dog shit out of it.
Right.
Yeah, like where you're getting.
I do a lot of turkey. I do like a lot of like turkey meatballs, turkey, if I do a burger, like turkey burger, stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird because like to me, like chicken sausage doesn't taste the same as turkey sausage. I actually prefer turkey sausage over regular. It's crazy. Like
that's all that processed shit too, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I eat it too, but yeah, I'm trying to get better, I guess.
Which devil do you want?
Right.
Red meat is equally like red meat can be equally as bad as well. Like everybody's like, stay away from red. And then you have those crazy people who eat like raw. Have you ever seen that? People who just eat like ground beef, just ground.
Yes. You're asking for problems there.
And it's just like, yeah.
There's a reason. I mean, like that used to be a thing. Like, was it like, like they would put it on crackers and shit, like just ground beef. That used to be a thing, but there's a reason that it's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you could probably eat a good bit of it and you might be all right, but like there's a good chance that you're gonna
you get parasites living in your
mouth. There's a good chance that that's how you gamble with fucking like virus.
You had more of a chance probably getting a parasite from eating raw meat than you do just swimming in a lake and risk it. Like you will get a parasite from a lake if you pee in a lake, but I feel like if you're eating raw meat on the daily, then you just jump in a lake and just go, hey, I'm going to pee in this lake. You have more, I think, from
the only thing.
On vacation, I was swimming in the lake. That's all I thought about. I was like, I'm getting
a friend of mine. I grew up off of it's like a runoff of the Chesapeake Bay, and a friend of mine. This is like high school days. He went down to like the beach, and him and his girl like banged in the water. Right.
Oh no.
Yeah. He was like, dude, my shit like ballooned up. It wasn't an STD or anything, but like they gave him like these fucking horse pills because he got some sort of like infection. It fucked her up too. And I'm like,
they always make it sound so like desirable, like, oh yeah, sex on the beach. Nope. We're not having sand.
I don't even like swimming.
We're sand in places that we don't even want to talk about. Sandy vaginas is a real freaking thing. We're not.
You gotta stand up and have sex on the beach. You gotta stand and have sex on the beach. Be off the sand.
The beach at the resort I was at in Cancun. There's like there's chairs you can lay down at, and they're still out there at night. And I may have gotten a BJ out on one of them. In the evening, and that was fine. There was no, I didn't have to worry about sand in my ass crack and shit. It was great.
Sit in the chair. Yeah.
I don't like swimming in the ocean because there's things that can kill me in the ocean. Like,
I'm down to wade. I'm not down to like really like swim out there anymore. Like I did that when I was younger, but like the shit's right fucking there. I'm a human being and I don't belong the fuck out there. I kind of like don't really like the people that all want to like let's all not for scientific research and shit, but like people that like just want to go and like bother nurse sharks and fucking swim down there and fuck with everything. It's like,
thank you.
Why don't you just leave them poor creatures the fuck alone? You know what I mean?
So we have one more never have I ever. So the last one, and I don't think this will apply to the ladies. The last one is never have I ever been kicked in the nuts. Never have I ever been kicked. So me doing 20 plus years of pro wrestling, I have been kicked in the nuts, and it's supposed to have been a worked kick in the nuts, which unfortunately sometimes it doesn't end up being a work kick in the nuts. And I've told the story numerous times of sometimes you'll be in the ring and your balls will end up on your thigh and then your legs will slam shut. And that is one of the worst pains I think I've ever felt in my life, because my opponent would go to pick me up and be like, I need 5 minutes. Just work the crowd. I need a second. Like, leave me alone.
I had the worst I had. I was fucking young. I was like 13, like 14, something like that. We were playing kickball in my neighborhood. And I was like third base.
I get a kickball. Yeah.
And like, they're rolling the ball at the guy. So like I spread my legs wide to like, to move. And it was like a line drive, dude. And it hit my fucking nutsack like a speed bag. dude, drop me. Like, I mean, I was okay, but I didn't play any more of that game. I was fucking done.
And then what we're going to do, we're going to get into Incoherent. So Incoherent is one of our most popular games we have here. Of course, we invite back 30 former guests every June to do our HHPod Rumble, which is based off the Royal Rumble. It's an elimination style game, and the winner gets sent an legit, authentic championship belt.
The belt's mine this year, Ray.
Johnny Good Luck and Jupiter Justin have won it. So what we're going to do, we're going to show a series of cards on the screen, and they're in drunken lingo. And Matt, Ron, Natasha, you guys can all work together, sound them out, and try to figure out what these cards say. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull these up on the screen, and basically, if you were drunk and you were saying these, I always say them in kind of like a Southern accent, because you'll kind of hear yourself say them when you say them out loud. So here's the first one. What do you think this card says?
Sunday Scaries?
Sunday Scaries? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
That is it. That is Sunday Scaries, which the hints were hungover, and I'm never gonna drink again. All right.
I've never heard that called Sunday Scaries. I was like, because I was like, I think that's what it is, but normally this is like shit you've heard before, like sayings or like whatever. Real agents.
What do you think this one is?
Oh, I got it.
Let her
rip. Was that?
Yeah.
Relationship goals.
It is relationship.
Yeah.
Then we have, what do you think this one says?
I don't know.
I got it.
All right, Matt, go ahead. What
online degree.
Online degree. It is online degree. So make sure everybody watching at home, make sure you come back for the HHPod Rumble this coming June. We're going to be playing this game, and everybody has 30-second intervals and 15-second intervals in the second round to answer these cards. They don't do
I have really good, where I get them like that, and then I've been on here when he's done them other times, and I'm fucked and that's what happens when he has this tournament.
Yeah.
I hang in there for a minute, and then everything goes to shit.
And then the last one, Natasha, have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
No. I love that.
No, all right. Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, that's fun.
Very fun game, very TVMA game. So pretty much you read off a face card, and normally you lay down a card which you think is the best card that describes that. We obviously can't do that through the show, so we do it roulette style. So I'm going to read off the black face card, and then I have 6 of the white answer cards. And you're going to just pick a number through 1 through 6 that's going to randomly answer that. If you don't like the answer, you get to choose 2 rebuttals if you don't like the answer. So the first one is, this is your captain speaking. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for blank. So what do you think? Lucky number 1 through 6.
4.
4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So this is your captain speaking. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for horse meat.
So do you like that one, or would you like to pick another one?
Yes. Are you satisfied with horse meat, or do you want to rebuttal and choose another card?
We can choose another card.
All right. So what do you
There's no goal here other than just to make it as funny as you would like it to be. Just to be clear, there's no points or anything going on here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's go with number 6.
Number 6. All right. So this is your captain speaking. Fasten your seatbelts and prepare for Uranus, but Uranus as in the planet. You are a UNS. So prepare for Uranus. So I'm guessing they're
I think that's perfect.
Prepare for some anus.
All right, cool. So we're going to do a second one of those. And this one has 2 answers. So Ron, since this is your first time on the show as well, we're going to let Natasha choose a number first, and then you're going to choose. This time it's 1 through 8. So this one says, before blank, all we had was blank. So Natasha, what do you think? 1 through 8.
2.
2. All right. So there's that. And Ron, what about you?
7.
7. All right. Oh, Jesus. This is what I'm saying with this game. So before ancient Athenian boy fucking, all we had was 3 months in the hole.
Wow.
Are you guys satisfied with those answers, or do you want to rebuttal and choose a different card?
I wouldn't want to rebuttal unless I could pick like a different second card, because the Athenian boy fucking is pretty funny. Like, and very specific. I don't think I've heard that one before.
No.
And I played plenty of this shit.
I know. I think we're just gonna leave it as is. Keep pushing.
We leave it as is. You got another one, Ray?
Natasha's like, I've been damaged enough. I have so much damage. So Natasha, what we're gonna do? We're gonna let you go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find your amazing clothing and everything like that? Actually, with your apparel company, can people buy your stuff? Like, do you make stuff custom for them? Is it like...
I do. I make everything custom order. And to be honest, it's like I have a pretty strong following and I've had a lot of my clients for years. So when I post things, they just hit me up in my DMs and I don't really need to go anywhere else. So on Instagram at @Benu_apparel. That's where you can find me. And that's where you can put orders in as well. I do have an Etsy shop, but I prefer not to use it for many reasons. And I'm also revamping my website. So during this whole thing with the runway, I have a lot of work that I'm doing on. So the custom wait times are a little bit extended.
Now, when is the New York Fashion Week and when is London Fashion Week? And with that, I guess I've never really actually seen a lot of those shows myself. Is that something where it's like open tickets to people to come buy those shows? Yeah,
you can totally buy them. Runway 7, you can get them there. And also on my Instagram is all the information. You can just check it out. I have all the links and the tickets. And then there's a code that you can use as well to save you 25%. Anybody can come. There's also online streaming available if you're not there to make it and you want to just see it from the comfort of your home. Online streaming is available. So, and I also have like a whole team of photographers and press. I think about 10 of my people are coming to cover the event.
That's good.
But like all your links can be found at like your Instagram, like on there. Like do you have like a link tree on there or something like that?
I do. You can just actually see. I've been promoting it constantly. You can see it. There's like links underneath it and stuff like that. So you'll be able to find it. Or anybody that needs any information, can DM me.
Benu_apparel. Just trying to drop that for anybody just listening.
And if you do have a hard time finding it, make sure if you follow us, just go to our friends. You will be able to find, Natasha. You go at, I think it's Facebook, you go as Missy Flexi, and then on Instagram it's Sexy Flexi, I believe.
Well, when I was younger, I was definitely a little bit more sexy flexy. Okay, I'm now I'm a little bit older, so I'm like trying to be a little bit more classy. Now it's Missy Flexi, because I'm like 41. So.
Oh, you're not that old.
Come on now.
We don't.
Let the hussy run wild. Do it.
Well, I'm just kind of.
We only get one chance.
Flexi is still in there, okay? We're just doing Missy instead of sexy, like so.
Ron, how about your links and such?
Yeah, I have a link tree too. Yeah, Ruan Willow, and my books all over Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I do audiobooks as well as my audiobook narrator, and my podcast is Oh Fuck Yeah with Ruan Willow, which is on all the podcast apps, and obviously Pod Nation TV and Full Swap Radio as well.
And what we're going to do, we're going to let Natasha go ahead and get out of here. We might hang out a little bit longer because we got I think it's probably still another 15 minutes to fill for Pod Nation stuff. So Natasha, we're going to let you go ahead and get out of here.
Hang on, Ray. They were all plugging their shit. Go check out my band Scissorfist. One word. It's Scissorfist Metal on Instagram. and on Twitter and on Facebook. We are available on all streaming platforms, and we are the official song of this podcast for the next couple of months. Go check our shit out. Continue, Ray.
Yes, our official theme song is indeed Burden by Scissorfist. So you see that at the beginning of every single one of our episodes. And Natasha, before you go, would you be able to do a plug for us? Basically, you saw it at the beginning and the end of our ads. Just say, hey, this is Natasha Nogan, and you're watching.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just fix myself up.
Yeah, girl. Hallelujah.
And whenever you're ready.
Hey, this is Natasha Nogan from The New Apparel, and this is Podcast Nation from Happy Hour.
Thank you. Is
that what I'm supposed to say?
Nah, dude. She was
what am I supposed to say? Let me do it again.
Repeat it,
Ray. So, just say your name and say you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Yeah,
I think
keep it simple.
Pod Nation and Happy Hour podcast.
Yeah, just say the simple one because Ray. Don't ask
all over
me.
the place. Okay.
You're fine.
Hey, this is Natasha Nogan, and this is Happy Hour podcast. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Natasha. We appreciate it. So, thank you again for coming on to our total train wreck of a show. I appreciate it. I know it goes all over the place.
Well, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's no problem at all. I'll be in contact. I'm super backed up with all these, but I always like to try to send any guests that we have on the show some sort of merch item, whether it's shirt, pillow, blanket, pint glass, whatever. We have all that available. So I'll reach out to you. Anything you want to get out of the merch store, let me know. And I'll send it out to you. We have so many guests. I'm just so backed up with it. But yeah, and definitely anything that's going on with your fashion stuff or anything, if you ever want us to promote anything, feel free. I'll 100% promote it for you. And, I'm interested to see all the photos from New York Fashion Week and London Fashion Week. That's going to be awesome. And congratulations on that.
Great. Thank you so much again.
Congrats.
I really appreciate it. Thank you. And it was really nice to meet everybody and be on here. It's been an experience. You guys are awesome.
All right.
Thanks to meet you.
Hopefully we didn't break you too bad.
No,
she seems like she had
I've been
fun.
through a lot worse in my life. Okay. Trust me. I am fine.
All right, Natasha.
You guys are awesome. I think I could show it you guys. We're good.
All right, thank you.
Well, I do.
All right, so we're going to hang out for a little while longer. I wanted to get into, normally every episode we get into 800 terms for, I felt kind of bad.
God damn it, I forgot about this dumb shit.
Yeah, because like we were putting Natasha through the ringer, and unfortunately, I say a lot of times with the show, I love having various guests on, but a lot of times when we get people out of the adult world, they don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Yes.
She was fine. I just think the fucking bloody faces really fucking bothered her. And I don't fucking blame her.
You know what?
You don't follow in the footsteps of that insanity that we on that last episode, dude.
That's the first
you're gonna alienate motherfuckers with
though.
that shit. Just because that crazy fucking woman is into all that kind of nasty shit does not mean that is it's not gonna help you, brother.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum, but yeah, blood, no.
It was, but she was such a great podcast guest. If she comes on again, I'd be on here. Just is she still going on about this shit?
You know what?
She's a different breed of fucking human being.
Here's the thing though, like Natasha, one thing I like about Natasha, and I will, outside of the adult world, she's one of my favorite non-adult guests because there's very few non-adult guests. I used to get non-adult guests all the time that were literally like a deer in headlights. And Matt, you've been on a couple of times, hard to make it through the episode.
Well, no, the guest you just had, she's never been on the show before.
Who, Natasha?
She has. Yeah.
No, this was her first time on the show.
Oh, okay, all right. No, I misheard something or whatever. I was like, I thought she was her first time. Okay.
But so let's see. So where did we leave off last time? So we're gonna read off I
was mad as shit because last time it was the letter H.
Yeah, so
and nowhere in that was the calling a dick a hog.
So this is exciting to me as a writer. I'm like, we're going to talk about different, because when you're writing something, you're saying cock, 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 cock. You got to say it in different ways sometimes, right? You can say dick. You can say.
I can send you this list. This list.
This is a dick thesaurus.
I need this. I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, fuck yes, I need this information. And I try to mix it up, but you there's only so many ways you can say it without people be like, you can't say cucumber, like, without being
right. It gets silly
according to this list. So we left off at the last episode that we had with Dahlia is Dopey. We had the last one we did was number 216, which was Jedi. So we're going to start off tonight with number 217, which is Jefferson. Have you ever heard? They're just like, all right, Jefferson, it's time.
Are you just naming one or several?
What's that?
Are you just naming one or several?
Several. You know how this works.
Okay, now, dude, I don't know. Maybe I took the wrong hits, dude. I'm sorry.
So
my Jefferson, you'd say like my Jefferson is coming out. Like, okay.
Yes.
Would you like to meet my Jefferson?
Your name's Thomas,
Jefferson.
and you call it Jefferson. They used to be Thomas Jefferson. Like that's.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah. So
you say some dumb shit like that. It's a good way out of getting yourself out of getting laid.
And the next one after that is Jelly Donut. The jelly
donut.
It's not donut shape, and I mean you don't want it to be all jelly.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
No,
they make medicine.
yes, right.
Yeah, they make medicine for that.
Boston cream than a jelly donut. Like I think it's cream than jelly donut. But somebody out there said jelly donut. The next one is Jenny Craig. Jenny Craig.
Oh my gosh, I don't get it.
I think I might get it.
How? I don't get it.
Like if you keep my dick in your mouth, you won't be eating. So it's like a diet.
Okay, so it's a diet. Yes. Okay. So you're
That's a terrible fucking way of putting it, though. Like I know I was just explaining it, but like I feel like
that's like a cheesy joke. My Jenny Craig, like that's just cheesy.
It's distasteful, but not in like a funny way. It just sounds, you know what I mean? That's just some shit that like some asshole would say at the bar or some shit.
The next one after that, I don't know what it is with Jay and names, but the next one after that is Jerry. Say hello to Jerry. This is my friend Jerry. Like I don't think I've ever, And then after that is Jiffy Stick. The Jiffy Stick.
Jiffy Stick.
Yeah. So
that's got to be some fucking UK shit.
Would you like that Jiffy Stick?
Some fucking high society fucking There's not. I don't.
Jiffy Stick.
Yeah, Prince Charles would say that. And that's why fucking Princess Diana was so revolted by him.
And then the next one after that is Jimmy. Which I think I've heard Jimmy.
I've heard Jimmy. Mm-hmm.
As far as my ex-brother-in-law, I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, he's Jim and the Twins. We're referring to Dick and Balls.
Actually,
that
was the title of our episode with Al Snow. It was Jim and the Twins because he said that he got lifted up. He like took a picture with a fan, and he was wearing those old school like short shorts, and his balls were hanging out. And he's like, next thing you know,
how long is his balls, bro?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, how old?
He's got the short shorts on. He had the short shorts on.
And then,
I mean, listen, even short shorts, like at least it's gonna be like, even if you pull them up like that dividing scene, still, you know what I mean? That's gonna impede things. It's not gonna. Now, my mother worked in a hospital for years and years, and she said like one night, like they had a elderly patient, and he was very, like he wasn't up there, so he was very combative and shit. And she's like, I'm at my desk, and the next thing you know, she's like, man, I've seen this 70-some-year-old guy running down the fucking hallway, butt naked, and his balls were swinging by his knees. She's like,
no.
And I'm like, really? My girl said that her uncle used to keep a fucking ladle next to the toilet so he could take one scoop of water out of the toilet so his nuts didn't sit in the toilet water.
What? I can't even imagine.
Apparently, I mean, like I'm not looking forward to it happening to me, but
I'm confused.
I'm guessing the years go by and your balls just keep descending.
That's like really far.
Don't hate me for it.
I mean, she could have probably been,
So after
exaggerating.
Yeah, but droopy ass balls is droopy ass balls. They were enough for her. Like, I mean, she worked in a hospital and she's seen naked people before. It was enough to be alarming enough to fucking share the story. You know what I mean?
Right.
This was pretty fucking disturbing, if I may say. So after Jimmy is Jizz Launcher.
Jizz Launcher.
Hell yeah.
Well, that one makes sense because you hear jizz, right? I mean, that one makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like with Jizz Launcher, I feel like that it's a requirement that the woman or the man has to put the dick on their shoulder and jerk it off until it fires like a rocket launcher. Like that's just like that makes it officially the Jizz Launcher. You just end up with the dick on your shoulder and you just jerk that thing until
dick on your shoulder. There's a sentence you don't hear very often.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, now I feel like I'm like almost compelled to fucking do a porno search on this. Like, has that ever been a thing?
I'm sure that exists.
To some extent, yes.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
I'm sure if you put dick on shoulder XXX into Google, actually, you know what? I'm curious.
It'd be a bunch of dudes.
Oh, I'm so curious. You find weird shit like that, dude, right? And you're just like,
if you put dick on shoulder, you gotta bring up the whole like you're shooting something or whatever.
It'll bring up something, I bet. Yeah.
I just feel like you're gonna just get nothing but chicks getting fucked in their armpit, and I think that's really weird.
All right.
I have had people like. Some people like armpits. They really do. They find it sexy, and I don't get it. I don't know. How is an armpit sexy?
No.
Oh, what'd you find?
If you put dick on shoulder rocket launcher, this is what comes up, and this is YouTube safe. This is what.
Okay, I was gonna say
this thing.
Oh my gosh!
No, I saw a video of that.
What is it? A toy?
Yeah,
oh, it's masturbation.
I saw a video of it the other day.
Oh my God,
and,
I just noticed you
shoulder.
What? On that.
You hold it with your two hands.
And that changes VR.
Is that like a phone? There's a phone on there, right?
Yes, it's like so you can
watch POV porn.
I think the idea is more to like take video of yourself using that machine on yourself.
I feel like I would.
Chicks are starting to get into that kind of shit, which I'm all about that. That's
like
cool.
this is the way somebody dies. Like I guarantee you. Like
if you don't lubricate that properly, or if like the the motor goes off.
My God, could you imagine if you didn't lubricate it right and the motor goes bad? It's like rips all the skin off,
like a jackhammer.
As it's like. Yeah, I mean, like it's very.
The next episode of Sex sent me to the ER.
So
I mean, for real, I
You can see that I even typed in dick on shoulder XXX rocket launcher.
Oh my God! So maybe the rocket launcher. That's what it got. It maybe, yeah.
I mean, that thing looks intriguing, but I'm not paying $275 for something to jerk me off. I just think that's ridiculous.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of I get why women do it, because whatever, but like,
I have sex toys. Oh, they're amazing. But yeah,
yeah, but like, I'm a guy. I can just,
yeah.
My hands have never failed me. Like,
right.
How much better do I want to make that? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I could see someone maybe like someone who's disabled or something. Like they can't jerk off. Right, yeah. Then it'd be worth it, right?
Or that, or like the fleshlight. But like, honestly, the first idea that I would think, I'd be like, here, babe, you use this on me, if anything,
right?
You know what I mean? Just like for something different,
No, if they're disabled and they can't jerk off, and you put,
we're gonna go down this road
on them, like basically, like they can't get that thing off. So you're putting if they can't use their hands,
they need assistance.
Put that thing on them, and then let's say you put it on them. It's like, all right, Bobby, look, we're gonna give you your rocket launcher. All right, and then like let's say you go and you watch a movie and you forget that Bobby's in the room.
Oh no!
Thing, and then you come back and he's like fucking like convulsing from like this thing just fucking like rocket launching his fucking dick into like fucking nowhere world for like an hour and a half while you watch like Stranger Things or some shit. Like
that would not be good.
Completely unrelated. Is it Ruin or I want to make sure
it is Ruin. Yeah, it is Ruin. But it's a lot of people mess it up because I made up the name. It's not like a real name.
I want to hit the A up. Yeah, like
Ruin, like I ruin you. But yeah, I know people mess it up all the time. But it's not a real name. I made it up.
Where do you hail from? Like, where are you originally from?
I am from the Midwest.
Okay. I noticed
probably can tell from my
a little bit of an accent just on certain things. Like this son of a bitch here.
I'm from Minnesota.
I get fucking gas. I knew it. I was thinking of now, listen, Ray, he has like one of the best Baltimore accents. It comes out on certain words, and like I laugh my ass off. It's when he hits O's.
I like when you say out, like out.
Oh yeah, it hits them, and like I mean, my family all sounds like that too. I probably have an accent too, but not as much. I don't know. I don't think I
almost forgot our new segment. Matt, you haven't been here for this. We've done it twice so far. It's called AI Insane. I started following a group of insane, crazy AI generated images, and the first one was women slurping soup, and they had these weird tongues that looked like ground beef that were slurping soup, and then the last episode was Thomas the Tank Goes Insane, and he was running over Indian people on train tracks, and there was blood everywhere. So that same site I went to were a bunch of generated, and I know the AFC Championship is coming up, so this is a testy subject for people. I found Taylor Swift generated AI images. So we're going to go through some of these, and we're going to talk about them. And these are AI generated. I'm going to say that the AI eras for Taylor Swift for AI Insane. So let me just go ahead and get these ready. And this will be our AI Insane. And then after that, we're going to probably get ready to get out of here. So
the non-stop media coverage ends Sunday, Ray.
I don't see why there's a problem. Like, I mean, there
isn't. I honestly really think that there's no one that has an issue with her. It's just that you just can't fucking escape it. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it is for me. I got no beefs with fucking Taylor Swift. I don't listen to her music. There are a lot of people that do like her. I don't really care. It's more. It's really. Social media is annoying because it's so many people either screaming at people.
It's not her fault, right? I mean, she's just
not
going to the game, right?
They keep putting the camera on her, and like she's in the suite.
Supposed to not support her boyfriend, like
she can, but I don't.
She should be able to go to the game for fuck's sake, right?
Yeah,
that's her boyfriend.
Yeah, she doesn't need the camera on her every other snap.
I honestly,
she's in the suite. Let her be a human fucking being.
Like everybody's like, oh my God, look, there she is. And it's like things would just be more peaceful for her in general. Like, if she just didn't have it. But I like the last game because
if I had that much attention on me and that was my significant other trying to play a game and focus, I would not be there.
Yeah.
Like it's like I want to support you, but I like, does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense. So here we go. We're going to get into AI Insane. We have a handful of photos. So this is the first one, which this is Taylor in the club.
Oh my God.
I want to be a part of this. Like this. Amazing.
This is like a porno. This is like
where can I sign up for this? Like that's that's the first one. And it's all women too. Like, I mean, and
right.
That like Taylor's arm goes into her eye, which I'm
like, where is her arm? Yeah.
But it's still hot. Like, I mean, I would still, take it, even though her arm is this woman's face. Like that's the whole thing. Like there's that one. And then there's this one, which really kind of levels
her
up.
Ass does not look like that.
There's these, like, it's funny because it goes from these and then it takes like a hard left. So it's that one, and then there's this one. So that's like
that one looks like kind of normal, right?
Yeah,
that kind of looks like a normal pick.
I see what like Travis Kelce, like, okay, like, this is, and then there's this one, which is like, I don't know if this is like
people look creepy.
Yeah. Like
they're like invading
Woodstock or what? Like, but that's the thing. She's just kind of like, this is like her normal life. She's just like, okay, whatever. Like, this is me. And then all these people are like, we need you now. Like
they look like they're like zombies.
Like, yeah. Like, and then there's this one, which You know,
because everybody sits like that on the
wanna
table.
Swim up to this, like I mean, like that's like yeah. And then there's that one, which has the heart, all that stuff, and then there's that one. So, which it kind of has almost like the same theme as the last one.
Ray, were you stroking this earlier?
And then it goes to these ones, which is kind of, I don't know what's going on here, but I also don't know what's happening to her face.
Yeah, her face looks weird.
Like that one's kind of weird. And then there's this one, which I don't.
What is she holding? What is
like,
that?
I don't know what this. That looks like popcorn to me. Like I don't know what this is. Or
jet stream of hot fudge sundae.
It's like a cum shot of hot fudge sundae. But
that is what it looks like.
AI automatically goes.
Listen, if you could pull that off, the chicks would be way more down to do it. Yeah.
And then there's this one. So which. Also, her eyes.
Is she on the shitter? That's fucking hysterical.
Oh my god!
Alien.
It does look like a toilet.
Going on here. That looks like a chocolate.
Look, it looks like stuff spilling on the ground. Like that looks disgusting.
She done overflowed
toilet
it.
and then brown on the ground.
Really, really hot too. I don't know what's happening right now. Like
I'm on the toilet and there's brown shit on the ground. No.
Like I'm looking through these photos and I pull out the lotion and then like as the deeper I get through, I just put the lotion back onto the shelf because I'm just like these are getting weird. And then there's this one which isn't that bad.
Beats off the AI photos, you loser.
It has like this stuff like right. I don't know. And then also look at her nose right there. Like that's insane. Like look. Like the way her nostril is right there, like
looks
AI
off, yeah.
And then oh god, like I guess
blood. It looks like blood.
I don't know, like is that like a stem?
Looks like Sweet Baby Ray's.
I've been in the sauce.
That's a sweet bit. That's a Sweet Baby Ray's.
The sauce is the boss. All right, Ray, hide your fucking boner.
That's the new Starbucks.
It looks like spaghetti hanging off of her, kind of. I don't know. It looks weird.
Like she's got a fountain of like half and half, like like one of those artsy fountains. Like
I haven't messed around with AI much, but I wonder what do you type in? Like, do you type in like Taylor Swift spaghetti arms coffee? Like I don't whatever to generate that. Like
that's hilarious.
Back to the Sweet Baby, like that looks like it's almost like right there, like Sloppy Joe. Like there's this random arm right here too that's
what
like
could
covered.
It possibly
she looks like she's got 15 fucking fingers. Like look, it's like spread around her. It goes around her wrist like a fucking deck of cards.
It's like spraying up in the air
that's
too,
a
right?
Severed finger right there. Look at that. Like oh my god.
Oh jeez.
And then there's this one, which I assume that is coffee, but it may not.
Liquid dress.
Yes. I believe it's liquid dress, but it could also be that she's sick. So it could very well be that she's sick as well. And then there's this one, back to the weird milk stuff, which I don't even like. What's up with these bitches right here? Like
I don't know.
Like that's like the milk brigade. I don't know what that.
And the lady on the right looks like she's got like someone. She's in the Steiner recliner, but just her face. Like
because it's not water, because it's not clear. It's like milky, yeah.
And then like that's what like what's going on right here? Like her hands,
oh my gosh,
like her leg.
Well, somebody told me AIs cannot do hands very well. Have you?
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You can't do eyes either. Apparently, like
the shit all freaks me out, man. A little bit.
He looks like a goat or something. I don't know.
It's like the AI you use, because the first ones were really normal and really hot, and then it like turned into this. And I'm like, I don't know what happened.
It's continuing to search the internet algorithms, and it's feeding off of all the weirdos that look up weird shit involving Taylor Swift, which I'm sure it could get real dark.
Oh,
if you keep digging.
What's on the ground?
And also, who is this like Gargamel looking motherfucker?
Why does she live in diarrhea world?
Like this guy looks like Gargamel.
Everywhere she goes, there's another giant pile of shit. What's going on with Taylor?
Another bloody thing. I mean, it just looks like goo, like blood.
Yes, here, but you can like,
and you can see like a nipple.
Right here. Yeah. Like
that
was purpose. That I feel like that was on purpose. It was like we need to add nipple to that. Like it needs to have. But like as I said, like the other ones, her
throw
face,
a nipple on that stab titty.
Like Down syndrome Taylor and all these. Like I don't.
Right. She doesn't look like herself.
Dude. Like,
Well, she doesn't look like herself.
She's not even.
There's another toilet. Look at it's a toilet again.
The toilet, but she's balancing in midair. Like this is midair, like she's
that's talent. If you can sit like that and not fall down.
Oh man, that's talent. That's like true unadulterated talent right there.
Oh my gosh, just like she's having a blowout.
She ate too much of that Kansas City chili.
Oh my gosh. No, that's terrible. Oh my gosh.
Takes off into the
that
sky.
is the final one. That is our AI insane for this episode. And like I fell down a rabbit hole with a lot of that stuff. And I follow a group on Facebook that posts like some of the stuff with corn. Like you don't understand some of the sexual derivated things with corn that you get from AI. And I have a lot of photos saved up for future episodes with corn.
There's an ass for every seat, Ray.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of like, this is fucking.
Yeah, dude. Probably like back in the fucking pioneer days and shit. Corn, corn was used as a fucking sex toy, I'm sure.
It goes in corn, it comes out as a cob. That's
yeah.
Well, the thing about corn that's scary is the pieces can come off. Like a cucumber, the shit can't come off.
Yes.
You want to leave stuff inside you. I would much rather have a cucumber than a corn-a-cob. Corn-a-cob. Cob of corn.
But anybody that's still doing that, it's like, we've graduated as human beings. We don't have to do this shit. We don't have to subject ourselves to this shit anymore.
No.
We go, you know, get professionally made, sterile things.
Yes. Amazing sex toys. The sex toy market is just exploding.
It is. It definitely is.
I don't think it ever wasn't. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think it's much more now than it used to be, though. I mean, they have so many different kinds, right?
So many different things. And like they have things that like interact with like VR headsets now and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like I want to see that rocket launcher thing like interact with a VR headset. Like,
right.
Like you hold that thing there and that thing just like jerks you to death. Like that's like death by insanity.
Somebody's like gonna get like where like just something snaps. You know what I mean?
Like that's like a big money waster thing, and it's like, you know, I'm gonna wake up one day and go, I need to waste money, order. Like that's just, and then it just comes, and I just look at it, I'm like, I don't need this, and I throw it in the closet.
I'd be like kind of like, I don't know, like there'd be like if I got one, like
that's like when I get one.
No, I'm saying like
when mine comes.
I mean, like if my girl saw that, she'd probably be fucking offended.
You dissect that.
She'd probably be offended. She'd probably be
like a fleshlight, like you know what it is. So
like she's got toys, you know. But like a thing with two fucking handles, though, that's a little. Even if she got something like that, I'd be like, "Damn, babe, I can't keep up with that."
They're trying to figure out what's going on, and they're like, "Is this like what is like what kind of strategy game is this? Like, I don't understand." But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up here on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, thank you to Natasha Nogan. Hopefully we didn't break her too much on the show. And Matt, brother, once again, man, it's been a pleasure as always. I'm trying to get something booked. You want to go with me with Vincent Painter, former NFL star. He owns Chesapeake Apothecary down in where is it? I think it's like Upperco or something like that. It's a dispensary. So in February, we might be going up there and doing one of our local features there.
Hit me up, dude. I'm down.
Yeah, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm down. What's the name of your podcast again?
Mine is Oh Fuck Yeah with Ruan Willow.
Okay. I'm
trying. And you can't have the fuck, so it's F star CK.
Well, I'm
they
sure.
Won't let me have fuck, of course. You know, like, of course not. So it's F star CK. Yeah.
I got you.
So make sure
I just followed you.
Oh yes, I have a lot of different things.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you are like the Jill of all trades because, like, I keep track of a lot of the stuff on and like that's the thing. Like, you know, that's part of my job with that is making sure people are uploading stuff and doing stuff like that. I see your stuff all the time, and like you're always uploading different stuff, different like, and it's not only it's informational stuff too. Like
oh yeah, I include sex ed because I don't know. I just feel like I want to because so many people we just have shitty sex ed and people don't know stuff. And so I want to like spread it around. I want people to have better sex. I want people to have better orgasms. You know, I mean, that's important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one main thing that I want to compliment you on is that there's 10 billion fucking podcasts. This is the first time at least, obviously I haven't personally been seeking them out where like the fan fiction or erotica thing being like read like that. I didn't know that was a thing. But I'm saying in a world where there's 10 million fucking podcasts, congratulations on having something that's fucking that's at least to me is original.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I've had so much fun, and I work my ass off. Like she was talking earlier, you don't stop. I just keep fucking going, and I keep making shit all the time.
I mean, if it's what you love to do, it's not as much of a labor,
Yeah, that's
me going to my daily job every day is more laborious than anything else I do.
Yeah, Matt's not here often, but Matt knows like when he does come, like there's always a different gimmick. Like I'm always and I learned that from wrestling. It's like always evolve, always change because like
he had like a sexual book. This guy's like making the world records of sexual books, and then we had there was some musician. I don't know. Every time I come on, mostly it just leans more in that it's some sort of a adult porn star of some sort. Most of the time.
I just like to keep it as just constant insanity, and you never know what's going to happen. Like I guarantee you, Natasha had no idea what was good, and that's the thing. And like
but she had a good time. That's like most people every time we do this, it seems like everybody at least had fun. And if nothing else, you know.
Hey, it is what it is. That's
we're having a good time.
It works in the podcast world. But what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here on YouTube Live, and of course here on Pod Nation TV, which Rowan is getting out the shirt, which of course is on Roku and Fire TV. Make sure you
don't cover them.
Her show. So
I know, right?
So if you're following us on YouTube, click the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you find the Pod Nation TV app on your Roku or your Fire TV. Thank you for all the constant support. Of course, we're going to be back here. This is a very rare time where we had an episode on Sunday, then we had an episode on Tuesday, and then we're going to be back again Friday because there's times where we get backed up with guests and I just try to blow them out real quick. So we're going to be back on Friday right here again, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Our featured guest is Brianna Coppage. Some of you may know her as the teacher who started doing OnlyFans, and then they caught on to it and she ended up losing her job. So she's going to be here.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes. That'll
okay.
Make sure you check that out. And of course, I will be here. No idea who's going to be here with me. That's the glory of the show. It could be me and Matt. It could be me and Ron. It could be anybody.
If I'm home, brother, you always got me, dude.
Yeah. And honestly, Ron, you're always welcome. But I think we hit it off pretty good. And click.
I loved having her as a guest. It was great.
So it's fun, and especially here with Pod Nation TV, it's good to collaborate and make sure everybody's aware of everybody else's show. But we're gonna wrap up here on the Happy Hour podcast. Thank you for everybody that joined in. Let me just glance at so nothing else in the stream. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here on the Happy Hour podcast, and we will see you guys on Friday live right here on the Happy Hour podcast.